Love and satire have one thing in common. Both of them can cut you to pieces. That's certainly the case with 1986's Project A-ko. It's Katsuhiko Nishima's parody of anime tropes focusing on a love triangle strong enough to destroy a city and to defy an alien invasion. Our story begins as a space mission is tragically cut short when some huge unknown object crashes through the cruise shuttle and lands in Graviton City, completely destroying it, killing millions. What 80s anime doesn't start off with a giant explosion? Well, enough of that. The film cuts 16 years later. Graviton City has been rebuilt in the crater of the original city. Technology has greatly advanced. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. And it's the first morning of the first day of school for A-ko, our hero. She's not really a morning person, though, so that means it's the job of her best friend, Seiko, to ring the doorbell and wake her up every single morning. I wonder where her parents are, though. Oh well, I'll get to that. It's quickly revealed that A-ko has super strength and speed. These powers do come in handy when you're late for school. As they are racing across the city, the mysterious D is watching them. What could this spy be after? Once they reach school, A-ko and Seiko introduce themselves to their class and in turn to us, the audience. A-ko can be thoughtless, messy, uncoordinated. She's still figuring out who she is and believes to be doing her best. She seems a little bit self-conscious about making a good impression, though. She just wants to go about her day and fit in. Seiko, on the other hand, is a loud, annoying, shrieking idiot. She is who she is, and she really doesn't seem to care how anyone sees her. These two have been close friends nearly all their lives, complimenting each other. In this scene, we're also introduced to our villain, Biko. She is a rich, snobby bully that walks around the school with her girl gang of followers, as if it's her world and everyone just lives in it. And she falls head over heels in love with Seiko. Now, does she plan to woo Seiko by finding common bonds that may bring them together as a couple? Nope! Biko gets what she wants, and Seiko is nothing more to her than another prize to be taken rather than earned. She stalks Seiko and A-ko like a creeper, having her girls video Seiko without her knowledge. She studies A-ko in order to figure out if she has any weaknesses, and a plan soon forms. She starts out with a simple plan, having one of her girls, Mari, scare Seiko, and she'll come to the rescue. But here's the thing. Mari is pretty much the lead character from Fist of the North Star, like a teenage girl. And it's easy for a lot of people these days to forget how big Fist of the North Star was back in the day. If you've never heard of this anime, it's pretty much a mix of Dragon Ball Z and Mad Max, only without all the hope and joy. Well, she goes out of control and takes it too far. A-ko comes to her rescue and completely wrecks Mari, even taking out one of the other girls. Biko arrives too late and realizes that A-ko is no average girl and a new plan has to form. She's going to use robots. Yes, giant robot. She then follows that up by sending another girl piloting a mech suit, which A-ko defeats in a single punch. The next morning, Biko then creates the Max 5000. She spent most of the previous night building it. It's a 20-foot-tall transforming robot that features the Max Arm Crust Drill, the Max Bomber Saw, the Max Beam, hologram weapons meant to confuse its enemy. Although, there is a slight design flaw. Biko kind of forgot to make the cockpit able to safely adapt from the transformation from vehicle mode to robot mode, nearly crippling its pilot. Therefore, A-ko just kicks the damn thing over. Back to the drawing board! Wait a minute. You know, now that I think about it, Biko kind of reminds me of somebody. She is a gay cartoon character with colorful hair, a smug, superior attitude, a knack for building robots in no time, and she ends up in a love triangle? I'm sure it'll come to me later when I think about it. Anyway, you'll begin to notice a pattern in the film after a few minutes. Eiko and Seiko are late for school, D gets hurt trying to spy on them, and Biko tries to get Eiko out of the way. Rinse and repeat. The film almost takes a Looney Tunes feel during this part of the story, with each time building the stakes larger it continues towards its conclusion. And speaking of D, that person is a spy for an alien race known as the Alpha Cygna that's been slowly heading towards Earth. The reports go directly to Captain Nepalita, who commands this massive spaceship. Nepalita is an obvious dig at the classic anime Captain Harlock. For those of you who haven't seen Harlock, the captain has been portrayed as quite the drinking man. Even though D hasn't been able to get close enough without getting hurt, D is about 80% sure that they've located their missing princess. Oh, did I mention that there's an upcoming alien invasion and a lost alien princess? After building up the tension, it all pays off the only way anime can. It all begins one morning where Eiko is actually on time for class. That's when Biko plays her trump card. 3 giant robots! Which Eiko destroys in mere seconds. That's when she plays her other trump card! Biko hadn't just been creating robots. She also designed a battle armor suit to give her the strength and speed to match Eiko in combat. You know how there's been a lot of fan discussion lately about how female battle armor in many video games, anime, film, and comics are not only sexist, but kind of stupid. Well, this anime from 1986 takes aim at that very idea. Biko's body armor makes no flippin' sense. It's essentially a metal bikini with a face shield, metal boots, gloves, and that's it! It even has a belly window. Hey, all you comic artists out there that have been putting belly windows on female battle armor for the last 30 years? Well, I hate to tell you this, but Project Eiko was just kidding. So, Eiko and Biko begin to tear apart the school in a superhero fight of epic proportions. Biko has gone mad in trying to win over Seiko, while Eiko has had enough of Biko trying to kill her and making her late for class. Seiko and Biko's girl gang follow the action, hoping to settle the two down. However, they're so focused on each other that they fail to notice the slight matter of an alien invasion happening around them. I do love the fact that they realize this after throwing a few spider robots and tanks at each other. It seems that Captain Drinklots and the Earth Space Forces are having a bit of a misunderstanding here. You see, that thing at the beginning of the film that destroyed Graviton City was actually a spacecraft from their home planet. Earth used the technology they found to improve their own, so when they show up, they believe that they're under attack and start shooting, which causes the Alpha Sigmatorians to think that Earth is holding their princess hostage. Well, you can guess how that goes. Speaking of people who are fighting for no reason, Eiko and Biko are still at it, but they're calmed down by Seiko. That's when D swoops in and captures, finally, their alien princess, Seiko. Yes, Seiko is the Alpha Sigmatorian princess, not the superhuman Eiko. Well, wait, where did she get those powers from? I'll get to that. You see, all this death and destruction is about getting Seiko. Seiko, the long-lost Alpha Sigmatorian princess. Eiko and Biko form an uneasy union in order to save Seiko, which lasts an entire 10 seconds. As Biko flies the two of them up towards the spaceship, a missile separates them, causing Eiko to fall to her death. Biko reacts to this by saying, "I wanted to save Seiko and get revenge on Eiko. Oh well, you can't have everything," and then flies off. Biko is about as trustworthy as Starscream. However, Eiko is saved when she lands on an Earth fighter jet. It's blown up, but it causes her to land on another Earth fighter jet. And that one is blown up because the alien ship is firing an endless barrage of missiles at her and the Earth forces. Eiko then does what might be the silliest and most awesome thing I have ever seen, not only in anime, but in film history. She hops from missile to missile towards the spaceship in order to get there. Words do not give this moment justice. You trust me, you just have to see it to believe it. Once on board, Eiko and Biko go their separate ways. Biko ends up finding Siko and rescuing her, while Eiko takes on the Signatorian armies single-handedly. This all happens in a frantic pace, bringing all the characters to the control room. The stress of all this fighting causes the drunken captain to crash his own gigantic spaceship safely onto the first ship that the Earthlings had made the centerpiece of the city. Most of Graviton City is saved. Siko has been rescued from a life of ruling a whole planet as a rich princess, part of a powerful intergalactic monarchy. Eiko and Biko continue to fight over Siko, and millions of people are dead. Follow your dreams, la la la, follow your dreams. Wait. What about Eiko's super strength and speed? Did they ever clear up that plot point? Well, there's a perfectly good answer for that. She's the daughter of Superman and Wonder Woman. The end! Parody can be a tricky form of humor, because it's easy for the material to get dated very quickly. I'm looking at you, epic movie! With that said, though, this film mostly holds up because Nishima builds his own story while ridiculing others. The film uses broad strokes, with some exceptions here and there. Having Colonel Sanders pop up as a monster in a J-horror film may seem random to some, but KFC is actually huge in Japan. It's actually become a Christmas tradition for families to celebrate at the restaurant. Oddly enough, though, as I record this in 2017, the joke of him coming back from the dead is actually pretty relevant with KFC's current ad campaign. Project Eiko is an example of anime's complicated relationship with female characters. On one hand, we're often given female leading characters that are richly layered as people that actually advance their plots. On the other hand, there's a bit of fan service. If I may quote Crotty Robot for a moment, women are really breaking through the glass ceiling in this movie, but there's a guy looking up through it. You see, when we see an underage Eiko topless in the first 5 minutes of the film, or when a pilot is, how should we put this, distracted by Eiko, I'm left to feel a little uncomfortable. When I first saw this as a teenager, I thought it was hilarious. I found myself actually relating to Eiko because I spent many a morning waiting until the very last second to go to school. You know, it's funny how we see things differently as we age. Now, while the big epic plot is about the Alpha Sigmatorian invasion, it's not really what the movie's about. It's actually about the love triangle among its three leads: Eiko, Siko, and Biko. Now, when I first watched this film, I did wonder, why wasn't Siko called Biko? Because they were obviously doing some sort of ABCD joke. Until I realized B comes in between A and C. God, I am dumb. Now, many have talked about Eiko and Siko being simply best buddies, and Biko comes in with her stereotypical gay villain routine, which, yeah, she is. That was kind of a thing in the 80s and 90s. But to be fair to Biko, let's compare for a moment. She is the only one out of the three leads that's actually true and honest with herself about her feelings. Siko goes to that school because Eiko was transferred there. She cuddles up to Eiko during the scary movie, and all she talks about is Eiko. Even in the American dub, it's clear that Siko crushes on Eiko, but there's something left unsaid between the two. She just doesn't have the courage to tell the clueless Eiko. Biko, on the other hand, she doesn't care who feels about what, about who she loves or what she wants to do with herself. This may be an old favorite of mine, but I'll be honest, I can't completely look at this through nostalgia goggles. I don't normally discuss American dubs. I often feel like fans are a little too hard on them. But in this case, their points are valid. The US voice actors do their best with the material. Danica Fairman as Biko is my personal favorite out of the US cast. She plays the part with great smugness and delivers such great comic timing. Siko, on the other hand, feels like she's holding back a bit. Siko is a shrieking idiot that really just pierces your brainstem with her voice. And this Siko seems to be holding back quite a bit. Fun fact, though, when I was rewatching this with my wife, she had to stop watching because she just hated Seiko. I told her, hey, you should see the Japanese dub. She said, no thanks. The US producers seem to not work very hard on trying to figure out how the lines fit into the mouth flaps for the English version. Some of the exchanges even are very awkward in some places, which unfortunately is typical of the time. All in all, I adore this stupid smart movie and would recommend it to anime fans old and new. Project A-ko is a fun time capsule of 80s anime that works because we still love a lot of the stuff it's satirizing. I'm just waiting for DC to bring A-ko into continuity. Project A-ko gets 4 out of 5 stars. Next time on Anime Rewind. You asked for it, you got it. Naruto, the movie. Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow. Coming in April.